Hey everybody, welcome, welcome. Natalie Cutler-Welsh here. Welcome back to another episode of the Up Your Brave live stream series, where I get to talk to really cool people about really cool things. This is Renee Greenland from Seen As Me. Hey Renee.
Hey, how are you?
I see you. I see you.
Mm-hmm.
So today, you guys, we're going to be talking about what makes you unique. We're going to be diving into the topic of human design. We do have props. I have a little poster here that Renee made for me. And so, my overall massive mission is raising the state of health and happiness and resilience here in New Zealand and on a global scale, which obviously we need super duper much at the moment. And I think that people are starting to question, like, who am I? What do I believe? It's such an interesting time that we're in at the moment. So Renee, I'd love to start off by, I guess, asking you a basic question, which for those of us that don't know, including kind of myself, what is human design? How can we use it? And also a little bit of your backstory, like how did you get into that? So take it away.
Sure. Hi, everyone. So, I think I came across human design. It was probably last year, and I started getting into conscious parenting. So for those of you who possibly were friends or you followed my story, I have a history of depression, was probably postnatal depression, to be honest. Really struggled with being a mum and the expectations of being a mum. And through all therapy and all that kind of stuff, I just discovered or realized for myself that I wanted to be a different kind of mum, like a conscious mum. And so I started down this conscious parenting route, reading all of Dr. Shivali Sabari, I think that's her name, all of her books. And this human design thing kind of kept popping up. And at the time, it didn't make sense to me, so I wasn't interested. But, the universe keeps popping things in your way, right? And so by the end of last year, it had gone from not being interested to doing a human design readers course and doing all these courses learning about it, because it had gone from, I don't know what this is, but when I kind of gone down this route of this wanting to parent my boys differently, parent them as individuals, it really just clicked for me. And so, started doing the study and just found it really helpful to see my boys as individuals, and just to parent them. And I think too, for me, it was seeing them in a different way, where I just let myself relax this control of needing to control all parts of being a mum, and that actually we're born complete, and actually kids are a bit more onto it. They know what they actually need, and we just got to step back and kind of let them do it. So what is human design? It's basically like a synthesis of ancient and modern sciences, so a combination of a few. So the I Ching, astrology, Kabbalah, the chakra system, even quantum physics. So there's lots in it, and I don't know all those technical bits, but basically it just helps to discover what makes us different from everyone else. And I think it just, having the understanding just gives us permission to be ourselves more, to accept ourselves more, and as a parent, I think to just see our kids. We notice things about our kids, but when I've been doing these posters and readings for people, they're like, I see that in my child, and it's just kind of looking at things different to, again, I think just release that control and just let people be people and just be themselves.
I want to dive into a couple of things you've mentioned so far. First of all, for those of you that are watching us here, I can see a bunch of people watching us now live or watching the replay later. Go ahead and comment. Did you find parenting harder than you thought? Do I hear a resounding yes? Did you find parenting harder than you thought? I thought I would be pretty good at it, because I'm really energetic. I'm very optimistic and positive. But because I'm such a go-getter, I found it hard to not be able to get things done all the time. So that was interesting for me, but I love what you're talking about with treating them, individuals. And I love the phrase equal, but not the same. And I think that this human design is so great because it can help us understand that they are so unique and they are such individuals, and they're not going to be, as my friend Jacqueline talks about, mini-me's. They're not going to be little versions of us. Of course, there will be similarities. Yeah. People always say to me with Xavier, right? They're like, oh my God, he's so much like Matt. It's unbelievable, mind blown. And I'm like, yeah, he looks like Matt, but he's nothing like Matt, personality wise. So everyone's unique. Everyone's unique. So tell us a little bit more about the different types. I know that on mine, which I'll show you guys in a moment, it uses the word generator. So what are I don't even know if types is the right phrase.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, there's types. So there's 5 types, basically. So a generator, what you're talking about. So even for, like you said, this go-getter energy, definitely. Generators are here to build, create, and use their joy as like their life force energy to kind of build and create for the world, basically. Manifesting generators, they're multi-passionate and like superhuman. So like they're designed to have lots of things on the go.
Okay.
Yeah, just like, I like that, I want to do some of that. And seriously, when they've got that joy, they can do like so many things. A projector is basically, they're here to kind of see and guide us. So they can see how generators and manifesting generators can use their energy to the advantage for everyone. So they only make up 20% of the population of people, but they're the ones that can kind of just sit back and they will just analyze, and they can tweak and just change current systems to make life better for all of us, which is super cool. A manifester, they're like a pure energy being. So they kind of operate on these spontaneous urges. So these are the guys that are just like, I've got an idea. And so they're like the driver of the train. And so they're the ones that have got the idea and the energy behind them. And they just want people to jump on their train, basically. A reflector, so these are like the wise observers. So they basically reflect back to their family, their community, what's working and what's not. So again, they're like only 1% of the population, but just have like this massive opportunity to create and have their place in the world. So it's super cool, super cool. Yeah, so those are basically the types.
So are there only 4?
So there was generator, manifesting generator, projector, manifestor, reflector. Sorry, 5. Yeah, 5. Yeah, so those are the 5 types. And so it's really interesting too, even just having that knowledge. So in our house, there's 4 of us. I've got 2 boys, 8 and 6. So 3 of us are generators. So we're this life force energy. When we're inspired and loving what we're doing, we just go, go, go. Nate, my oldest boy, he's a projector. So he's going to try and keep up with us, but I know that actually he's not designed to. And so having that knowledge is really intriguing. So, like his super skill is the fact that he can sit back, look, see systems, see how things work, and have this capacity to go, hey, what if we just did it slightly differently? And it's just really intriguing too when we play board games. So he's huge into strategy, like it blows my mind. But he can see like a board game, you tell him the rules, and he's like, cool. And he'll stick to that same strategy for what he's picked from the rules from the start, and he'll win the game. And Bill and I are super competitive, and so we don't take it easy. So he's 8, and he will kick our ass in these highly strategic board games. So it's just really cool as a parent when you have this understanding. You can just start seeing things in them and go, oh, I'm going to nurture that. So now we kind of buy more strategic board games, or we're, having a family meeting about stuff, and we're like, hey, Nate, how does this look for you? Do you have any ideas? Yeah, so it's really cool, really cool.
I totally love that. I use the term judge each other less and understand each other better when we talk about personality types. But it's like with these, it's the same thing. It's understanding them better, because it would be so easy to be like, hey, buddy, why are you so why aren't you keeping up with us? Like, why are you so up and moody? Or where's your energy? And it's like, he's just not that guy. Like, it's, yeah.
Yeah, and there's different elements too. I've had quite a few parents reaching out, especially when it's around communicating with their kids, or even just lots of personalities in their house. And like, how do I communicate with that, or how do I deal with that? And especially for some of the bigger families, like I think like 3 kids or more, it's kind of like, okay, wait, I just need to see how these energies kind of work together. And just having that understanding, like in a particular family, 3 kids, 2 boys who are emotionally defined. So this means they're constantly on this emotional wave. And then their daughter is not. She's not emotionally defined, meaning she takes on the emotions of everyone else and amplifies it. And so her daughter's only 1.5 years old, but when the mum knew this, she was like, so my daughter's always trying, like she's only 1.5, but always trying to go and fix the emotional outbursts of my boys. And so just knowing that, she's now raised her daughter just going, these emotions aren't yours and you don't need to fix it, you know, and I just think that's really, really powerful, just having that understanding when you're raising your kids, you know, and just helping them to find, or even just to nurture their innate gifts, and like, that's not yours, this is, you know, how can we nurture and support that? And yeah, and especially too, the whole communication thing, I think is a massive one. And so again, human design, knowing energy types, even astrology just gives us clues at how kids process emotions differently, you know, what works for one kid won't work for the other. So again, when it comes to communication, if your child's shutting down all the time, oh my gosh, my kid is a Taurus, his sun sign is Taurus. He's really sensitive and vulnerable to criticism and blame. So even though I'm trying to be helpful, he's probably going to interpret it that, you know, oh, you could have done this better. So just having that awareness, you can change the wording that you use, or just, you know, actually I don't need to use words. They just need me to cuddle them or whatever. I think it's just really powerful, really powerful.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking of a scenario with us like last night when 2 of the 3 kids were really grumpy, you know, one goes into shutdown and the other one goes into grumpy. And it's like you just trying to figure out how to navigate that and how to manage that without making assumptions. Like, you know, my daughter, she won't talk a lot, but she'll text me later. So when she was younger, she would write me notes and leave them under the pillow. Now she'll text me something to give me a little bit more insight as to how she's feeling. No, it's so fascinating. And I know that, so I got, you sent me one, which is amazing. And then, and so here's mine, everyone, if you didn't see it, I know you can't read it. So I chose, well, Renee chose the pink for me, and it says, so I'm a generator. Is that right?
Yes.
I'm a generator. I want to make the world a better place for everyone. I'm here to be an authority and a warm-hearted leader. Life is my teacher and my adventure. I'm here to learn through connections and partnerships. Bold and adventurous, I have certain sparkle. I have an intensity and emotional depth like no other. I'm here to bring joy first to myself and then to the world. So it's like, oh, that totally resonates. So that's quite fascinating. So does that mean if someone else is also a generator, theirs would be the same? So all the generators have those things?
No.
Oh.
So these beautiful posters are astrology and human design based. So they're based off, I use your birth details.
Yes.
And so while there's lots of generators, everyone's born at a different time, different year, different location. And so when it comes to astrology, the sun, moon, rising, Jupiter, North Node signs, they're all different. So again, it's just taking it a little bit further. Because again, with my history of depression, I'm just really intrigued about how people manage emotions and deal with emotions. So I kind of wanted to weave that in. And so, yeah, with these posters, I think unless you're a twin, pretty much every single poster is going to be unique to you because your birth time and everything is different to the next person. So, yeah, these posters are definitely unique to you, just as you are unique to the world.
So I think was Matt a projector? I'll have to go and check in his office. I should probably know this. So I got one done for Father's Day from Matt, my husband. And just from when you explained what a projector was, I thought, oh, that's definitely going to be him. The tricky thing is knowing when someone was born, because I want to get one done for Jonah. So I need to find his little baby book and figure out the time. Like I know the date, but it's like the time. I can't remember.
Yeah, definitely. And that is tricky for people. I've had some people reach out wanting posters and they actually feel a little bit left out when they don't have their birth time. So I have actually created posters for those who only know their birth date and the location. Most people know where they were born. And so it's just slightly different. So the poster looks a bit different, and it just has a couple of different things on their poster. I include I think it's midheaven and Saturn signs on it, because there's a few others that kind of don't work with it. So, but anyway, it's still really intriguing. The ones that I have done, everyone still says like it really resonates and makes so much sense for them, just giving them a bit more understanding about some of the stuff underneath the layers that we kind of put on us as we move our way through life.
Yeah, I've just jumped off a Zoom call with Jacqueline. She's from Your Parent Journey, and she did a post the other week about like, does anyone else have a kid that just talks all the time? It's just like amazing, but it's so draining. So I don't know if that's, and you can suddenly go, oh, that's a, you can probably figure out what type they are before you know their birthday. But I thought that was quite fascinating too, because I was thinking, oh, they're an expressive. They love to express, and that's just their natural form of communication. It's not just that they're trying to be annoying or they're trying to be a know-it-all. It's just their natural way. What are your thoughts on that?
Totally. And, with human design too, there's clues to how we should best make decisions for ourselves as well. And so one of those ways is actually to talk things out. So Nate, my projector, he has this. So for him to make the best decisions for himself, he's actually designed to talk it out, not for me to give him the answers, but it's for him to kind of express it and get it out. And then his head's like, oh, okay, that makes perfect sense. So in that regard, definitely, I follow people on Instagram who have the same authority, I guess you call it, and they literally just go on Instagram doing these lives to kind of get out what they've been thinking, to just get their own answers. Like, it's not for feedback or anything, but it's just a way of them communicating what's going on for them to then get clarity on what decisions they should make. So yeah, for sure. And that's the thing, right? We're all uniquely different. And I think, again, it's kind of having this understanding, like you say, oh my gosh, there's such a chatterbox. There's a reason why, whether it's to have, clarity on decision making, or that's just their way of expressing. Yeah. And I think as a parent too, when you kind of have that, you just go, right, just got to relax. Take the deep breath, because I don't want to stunt this if this is actually what's best for them. Yeah.
And also for parents going like, oh, okay, it's not that I'm parenting wrong. It's just that's the way they are, and I'm going to let them, express themselves or grow or grow into who they are without trying to curb them or hold them back or mold them into a shape that's so similar to their brother or sister.
Yes. And it's so hard.
For those of you guys that are watching, go ahead and comment. Have you heard of human design? Let us know about that. And if you feel like you know which of these themes, or I think it was the types that you might be, you can go ahead and share with us as well. I just thought of an idea, Renee, which when you were just explaining to me, I thought, as an add-on, like I got that poster from Matt, but what would be so cool as an add-on, that you could charge people for, is a little personal video, like a little 1-minute video where you explain to the person who's got that gift what it exactly means. Because someone like me who bought it for him, and he's not super woo-woo, so first of all, and I'm like, I can't really explain it because I don't really know. That would be really cool. Like, from you, in your words, like a quick video, that'd be awesome. I would pay for it.
Totally.
I'd pay extra.
I love it.
Cool. Okay, amazing. So tell us a little bit more about other ones that you've made for people, the responses you've got, and how can people find out more if they want to maybe order one for themselves?
For sure. Yeah, so I do the posters, obviously. There's lots of different designs to choose from. And like we said before, there's versions for whether you have a birth time or not. I've also too just recently launched what I call the Book of Me, which basically just goes a step further. And it's a 10-page book about like who you are, and so covers some of the things that we talked about. So your energy type, the best way you make decisions, how emotions present yourself, and especially for kids, things you can encourage for them to work through their emotions. Also, kind of like what your lifestyle is. So in human design, we have what's called a profile, and that kind of gives us some clues as to what our style of life's going to be. And that's really helpful as a parent too, to kind of just know what things to look out for. So you can find all of that on my website, which is seenasme.com. And just this morning too, I just launched a little freebie too. So if this is kind of your jam, check out the website, and the menu there is free kids poster. So if you're just really intrigued to understand on a smaller scale about your child, I've done 3 things my child wants you to know as a parent for the different sun signs. So jump ahead and check that out. It's a really pretty poster that you can just pop up on the fridge, and just like a gentle reminder of things you can kind of nurture your child. And it's really intriguing. So Nate is a Capricorn. He's my little projector. So he kind of, came into this world like a wise little old man. So he's very mature, like, oh my gosh, could talk before he was 2. Like, he just knows the world, basically. And so one of the interesting things about that is making sure that he actually has like a really good childhood. Because he's mature for his time, it's kind of easy to kind of skip things. But as a Capricorn, he's likely to go in his adult years going, I missed out on this fun childhood because, you know, I was so wise and so busy being an adult that actually, you know, I missed out on that. So yeah, if you just want 3 things your child wants you to know, go check that out on the website. It's like a free download. You can print out this little A4 poster, pop it up on your fridge, and I'm sure your kids will love it.
It's so cool. And especially now during these crazy times, you know, I've got friends in Canada who haven't really left the house in like 8 months, you know, one of them because she's got chronic illness, and so they're not really meant to go out and about. And it's just like, it's hard times for people right now more than ever. And I feel like understanding yourself, number one, I know people are going to want to get them for their kids, but I would say get one for yourself too. Understanding yourself, understanding your partner and your kids so that you can treat each other equal, but not the same. You can see the goodness in everyone instead of judging each other. I do feel like that's going to change the world. And I love how you really help kids, especially with their emotions, because there's nothing worse than keeping them all inside, and they come out later, or they come out in other ways. So congratulations on all the amazing work you are doing.
Thanks. Thank you. And I feel just like the discovery of human design for me just helped me to do that. When I discovered that I was an emotional generator, that actually I'm supposed to be doing things that bring me joy and light me up, I went, shit, I haven't been doing much of that. And no wonder I've just been like, oh God, what am I here for? So it felt like it just gave me permission to actually just start every day just going, okay, even if I just did one thing that brought me some joy today, what would that be? And for me, it was literally studying human design and astrology and not putting any pressure to it. Like, these posters were just created out of me just wanting to understand myself more, and then having conversations with people and me just going, oh my God, I wish you could see me the way I see you through this kind of veil. Like, you are effing amazing just as you are. Will you stop people like trying to change you? And so it was born out of that. No expectation, really. It was just like, I just want people to have permission to be the unique, amazing selves, but to just know it. Because a lot of us, you know, with life today, there's these layers of responsibilities, duties, expectations, social, like all of it, that we just forget what's underneath it all, and that actually underneath it all, we're enough just as we are. Like, yeah. So yeah, I'm grateful that I found this, and the fact that I can share it with other people, and especially parents. Like, you know, if this is my part of helping the world to raise more resilient, happy kids who trust and love themselves, who just know how to make the best decisions and trust the decisions, that I just think that's really powerful. And that's my part. Bring it on.
Yeah, I love that. I love every single thing that you said just then. It's like people spend so much time trying to be something to someone else, and it's like, you are awesome. Just be that person and own it. And so you help them do that. It's amazing. Hey, so you guys, if you want to go ahead and comment, if you've got any specific questions or any aha moments, let us know. Hopefully, I just want to encourage you to kind of think, like, look at how you're showing up, and just really appreciate who you are, first of all, and then also look at the people around you, obviously your partner, your kids, but also other people in your life, and just start really appreciating them for who they are. I'm excited to learn more about this. So where can people follow you on Facebook and Instagram? Seen as Me?
Yep, Seen as Me. Yep, on Instagram and Facebook. I obviously share more there. I send out weekly emails on a Friday too. So if you want to know more, my theme definitely at the moment is this whole parenting thing. There's so much to learn. This morning I just sent out an email about environment. So human design can also tell us which environment kind of nurtures us the best. So I shared a story about how Nate sleeps in a cave. So, you know, if you want to learn more about that, definitely jump on my email list. But yeah, Seen as Me on Facebook, Instagram, seenasme.com is the website.
Very cool. So amazing. Thank you so super much. Hey, for you guys that are watching, make sure you check out the other episodes. You can go to nataliecutlerwelsh.com/video series. We talked about first aid a couple weeks ago, first aid for kids. Last week, we did love your business. And I love how you are loving your business, Renee. You know, if you guys are out there and you're not loving what you're doing, whether it be business or life or job or whatever, as I say, you are the CEO of your own life. I think, Renee, you upped your brave. You used to be a graphic designer, which is how you're using the skills now, but you're not just being a graphic designer because it just didn't fill you anymore. It's amazing.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So I want to encourage everyone else to do the same thing. So definitely check out those episodes if you haven't already. Get in touch with me if you want to ask for a specific topic, but basically every week I kind of do Fab Friday where I bring someone awesome in and we talk about anything that can help with my goal, which is massively raising the state of resilience, health, and happiness. So until next time, you guys, thank you so much. Remember to up your brave, say what you want, and make it happen. See you.